If that was really her hair, I'd be asking for the phone number of her hairstylist, although it would take a really long time to grow it out like that. Star Valley versus Green River in the 3A state championship game. First quarter, Star Valley wearing the red. This was weird. Reese Ribel's shovel pass is deflected right back to him, and he's got to eat it for a 9-yard loss. Not exactly how you wanted a drive to stall, but it did. However, there were other chances. On the next possession, they would have more success. Heibel follows his blockers and pushes his way into the end zone from 1 yard out. The Braves would lead 7-0 after the first 12 minutes. Second quarter, Green River was having a little trouble, and sometimes they were their own worst enemy, but experience and skill bailed them out on this play. Tyler Vendetti is forced to scramble, but he would get some key blocks, and this is how you make something out of a busted play. All that running around only got him 7 yards. The drive eventually stalled, and they had to punt the ball away. It was only a matter of time before Star Valley got their running game going. Here it comes, and there it goes. Kellen Hansen, he might go all the way, but Venditti would trip him up at the last second. His knee actually came down at the 6-yard line, but they gave him up to the 3. That's an 80-yard gain, and it only prolonged the inevitable. 2 plays and a penalty later, Henson will finish the job from 8 yards away. He had 181 yards on the ground. The Braves had 412 rushing yards on the game, and they are now up 14-0. Here is their other running threat, Colin McGinley. He had 137 yards himself. No rushing touchdowns for the junior, but we had to give him a little bit of love. This ended up being a 48-yard gain down to the 11, and he has his boys in a good spot to strike again. The field goal unit would be called on this time. Noah Hutchinson from 30 yards, and his aim was right on. 3 more points for Star Valley, and now it's 17-0. The only thing that was stopping the Braves was themselves once in a while. Sean Pittman will field the punt at his own 40, shakes one tackler, finds a seam on the far sideline, turns on the Jets, and goes 60 yards to the house. But it was all for nothing. A block in the back penalty wiped out half of the yardage, but there's still some time on the clock. Less than 1.5 minutes before halftime, Heibel's going to try to take the high road, but he should have stayed on the ground. Chance Hofer with the interception in the end zone. The Wolves needed that one because they were still down 17-0 going into the locker room, and they did not want it to be any more worse than what it was. Third quarter, Star Valley would start a drive at their own 1 and would reach into their bag of tricks. Joseph Swanson on the fake punt. He saw some room on the near side, gets the first down, and gets past midfield. It was a chance that paid off, and there was more to come on the drive. After getting nothing on the next 2 plays, a little more trickery. Fake handoff, Green River bought it, and we almost did too. Heibel completes a short pass to McGinley. That was his only catch of the game, and he made the most of it. 38 yards to the promised land, and the Braves are cruising with a 24-0 advantage. Meanwhile, GR just had a hard time getting on track. Vendetti did a pretty good job on his own, but he could not do it all by himself. Connor Smith and Clayton Roberts swallow him up for lunch. Time of possession was pretty one-sided in the game as well, and I think you can figure out which team won that category. Star Valley would keep it on the ground again once they got the ball back. Kyler Battleson, 1 yard, 6 more points, plus the PAT. It was 31-0 going into the final 12 minutes. Fourth quarter, the Wolves finally got something going, albeit a bit late. Vendetti with the option keeper and makes it in from 5 yards away. There goes the shutout. The scoreboard now reads 31-7. Next possession, Vendetti had to take a few chances, and this one worked. Airs it out for Kalen Kester, and the two were on the same page for a 51-yard score, plus 2. Vendetti was 17 of 27 passing for 182 yards. Green River is now down 31-15. If it works, keep using it until the opposition figures it out. Here comes another deep ball, and this time Christopher Erickson was waiting on it. That was not the final nail in the coffin, but the turnover did some damage. Vendetti and company would try it again. Time is becoming the enemy. Erickson was the defender that got burned on that last touchdown, but he would make up for it with his second pick of the game. That would seal the deal. Coach Chris Howell gets a bath. Next time, guys, aim for the head. You'll get a better reaction. Star Valley wins their first state title since 1996, and no late game drama was needed, unlike earlier this season. Final score 31-15, and the Braves would finish the season with a record of 10-1.